Ladies and gentlemen, it is once again that time of the year where it is time for me to give you guys my WWE Royal Rumble in Riyadh 2026 predictions. Now, there currently are 4 matches. I am filming this on Thursday night, so SmackDown is yet to happen. But to be honest, I highly doubt they're going to announce a match, and I really don't see what match they even could announce. So I'm doing my predictions now because I'm going to be away for a little bit. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, and the first matchup that will be happening is the women's 30-woman Royal Rumble. Of course, this happens every single year, but currently in the matchup confirmed is Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, Io Sky, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Chelsea Green, Rhea Ripley, and then not pictured here is Lyra Valkyria, Jordan Grace, Lash Legend, Julia, and Maxine Dupree. Sorry about that, guys. I couldn't even read my own handwriting. Anyhow, though, let's go to get into this matchup. Now, like I said, I am filming this on a Thursday, so by the time we even get to the Rumble, most of them will probably already be filled in. But let me go ahead and give you guys a few of my predictions on who I think will most likely get added into the Rumble. The biggest one that I could think of right now in figure form is Kairi Sane. I see her coming into the Rumble, accidentally eliminating Asuka. We'll get to that in a little bit. I could easily see also Kiana James, who I have pictured here, and then also Zelina Vega. I feel like are 2 big possibilities to announce themselves for the Royal Rumble this coming Friday. Those are the big 2 that I could see. Another one that I could see is, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fit her in the shot, Alba Fire. I feel like she's just another one of those women that could get chucked over the top. Now, before we go in and get in predicting who I think's going to win, I'm going to go ahead and put a few more women that could possibly make their return, such as the injured Zoe Stark, as well as, I'm not sure where she's been. I don't even know if she's still wrestling anytime soon, but Nikki Bella. Now, here is all the women that I think could possibly be in it, with the exception of a few, like I can put her here because I think she might be in it. Blake Monroe from NXT is going to be in it. But now, this is where it gets interesting, because I actually realized right before I was going to film this that like the other 2 matchups, pretty much made up my mind for. But then I realized like I don't have a pick for this year's Royal Rumble. So I sat down and I thought about it for just a few minutes. And the one name I kept coming back to isn't even in this picture yet, and that is whether or not she returns the EST Bianca Belair. Now, I feel like that's just such a ready-made story. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill, and I really feel like that's one of those matchups that we are probably going to see at WrestleMania, whether or not Bianca wins the Women's Royal Rumble. Now, I'm not going to knock all these women down because we don't have enough time to go through and give everybody a reason why these women aren't going to win. I'm assuming we're going to get a lot of women's tag team drama in here. Just looking here now, I see the Secret Harvest, Charlexa, the Judgment Day, Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax and Lash Legend are in there. Kiana James and Julia, the number 1 contenders for the Women's Tag Team Champions, are in there. And we just got a lot of stuff going down on this Rumble. And I'm going to go ahead and predict Liv Morgan as the Women's Royal Rumble winner, unless Bianca Belair returns. This is kind of a little bit of a cheat. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan in general. I feel like no matter what we get to WrestleMania, it's Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair challenging for the championships, no matter which one wins the Rumble. I feel like if Bianca returns, it'd be better for her to win, but it could also be a bigger surprise. Like last year we got Charlotte Flair announced beforehand, and everybody pretty much assumed she was winning, except me. I predicted Io Sky. Not going with Io Sky this year. I am just going to go ahead and go with Liv Morgan out of the crowd here tonight to win this matchup. And if Bianca Belair returns and she wins, I mean, good for me. I said it in the video. But overall, I am going to go ahead and predict Liv Morgan is the one to win the Women's Royal Rumble. Next matchup we have on the card is for the WWE Championship. It is Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Championship. And quite frankly, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I cannot wait to have a PLE world title match, and this is the part I can't believe, that doesn't involve Cody Rhodes. Like, this is absolutely insane. We got Cena versus Orton and Cena versus Punk. Other than that, we have not had a Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes involvement in a WWE Championship match since, the whole way back at, the Rumble 2 years ago. So it feels so good to finally just have different people in the Royal Rumble world title scene. Sami Zayn winning the Fatal 4-Way last week like I predicted. And now we got to get into the fun part, which is predicting this matchup. Now, like I said, no Cody is involved. but I do feel like we're going to get Cody at some point or another. I feel like we're also going to get Randy. Fatu's in there. I really don't know exactly how this is going to go because I feel like these guys could get involved, but then I feel like that would also mess up the dynamic for the main event, which would be the Rumble. So you know what I do see? I see nobody getting involved here. I see this being a clean finish. Unfortunately, though, for my boy Sami Zayn, I do not see this happening. McIntyre has gone so long without winning the World Championship, and then there's no way they would just give it to him only for him to lose it literally right before the road to WrestleMania, especially not, like, if this was Cody Rhodes, maybe, but this is Sami Zayn, and I really don't think that it's going to bounce it back and forth this quickly. I do see Drew possibly dropping it before Mania, however, it will not be to Sami Zayn. As much as I'd like to say, the Riyadh crowd is going to go nuts, but, normally when the crowd's behind someone, they don't win. Just look at McIntyre on multiple different occasions. But yeah, I'm going to go to knock down Sami Zayn. Unfortunately, you guys know I'm a huge Sami Zayn fan, but I'm going to go to predict Drew McIntyre wins, or I guess retains, the WWE Championship. And yeah, he's probably going to move on to feud with Randy Orton, Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes, maybe even a 4-way at WrestleMania. Not quite sure, but overall, I am going to go ahead and predict Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Championship. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this next match really hurts me. It is AJ Styles versus Gunther. If AJ Styles loses, he has to retire from WWE. And this one hurts me for the biggest reason is the fact that in 2019, when I first got into WWE, AJ Styles was the guy that got me into it. And since then, I have continuously used AJ Styles, whether it was in the stop motion, whether it was in the universe modes, and of course, more specifically, the prediction videos. You guys know I love AJ Styles. He is like my number one of all time, and unfortunately, I don't want to say goodbye to him here. Let's go to get into it, though, real quick. We have AJ Styles versus Gunther, and, I mean, there's not really else much to say. We saw the AJ Styles matchup against Nakamura last weekend. They gave him Punk, and the thing that really drove this home for me was the fact that the Balor Punk thing that happened this past Monday on Raw, they didn't mention it to AJ Styles once. Like, AJ got dropped, and that was it. Nothing else happened. He didn't get back in the ring to do anything. It is very clear that they are going to pretty much just kind of sweep him under the rug after tomorrow. Like I said, he might have one match on SmackDown tomorrow night, too. I really don't know. Like I said, I'm filming this on Thursday. It might still come out Saturday. It might come out Friday. Not quite sure. But Gunther, where he goes after this, I'm not quite sure. However, it's now time to get into my actual predictions. And I do not care how much points I lose at the end of the year for predicting this. I do not really care. I am predicting AJ Styles. Get Gunther out of here. I do not care if nobody else in the whole world thinks AJ Styles is going to win. I am predicting him. I am not ready to see him retire. Heck, I don't even think he's going to win. But I am not going to predict Gunther whatsoever. I am too stubborn. AJ Styles is winning this matchup. And that is that. And now let us go ahead and move on to the main event. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get to our main event. And just by looking on the screen, I can already tell just by looking up behind the camera, this is already such a cluttered shot. And it's about to get so much more cluttered. You see, so we got Solo and Jacob and Cody all sitting on the ground like it's a happy little picnic. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to I'm going to back the camera up just a little bit here to try and fit everybody in. It is now time to get into the men's main event, or I'm assuming it's going to be the main event for the men's Royal Rumble. And currently announced is Obafemi, Penta, Randy Orton, Jey Uso, Javon Evans, Gunther, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, The Visions, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Austin Theory. Dragon Lee's in there. Solo Sikoa, Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, Rey Mysterio. I have no idea. That's the first thing I'm going to get into. Supposedly Rey Mysterio is hurt. The Wikipedia, which is the only thing I used to check this, still says he's in the match. Not quite sure if he's going to be able to or not. Either way, I didn't think he was winning. Similar to the women's matchup, though, I'm going to go ahead and load this up quickly with guys that I'll probably announce on SmackDown. I'm assuming we're going to get Rey Fenix in there, as much as WWE doesn't seem to want to book him. We're probably going to get Damian Priest in there. I don't know if he really fits in the shot. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, they're just kind of both here. They're obviously, I doubt they'll team up or anything, because one's babyface and one's heel now. But, yeah, I'm assuming all of them are going to announce themselves in to the Royal Rumble. And then let's go to get to the other guys that I feel like could happen here. This one's just kind of personal preference. I feel like the WWE has a big opportunity to do it, though. Shove Kit Wilson. Excuse me, Jacob. Shove Kit Wilson into the Royal Rumble. And I want him, or WWE, to at least attempt, hear me out here, to not only get like a big pop of his theme, even if they are in Saudi, still get a big pop off of his theme, but most importantly, try their best to either break or tie Santino Marella's record and get Kit Wilson up there at 1.8 seconds in the Royal Rumble. I feel like that would be the best use of Kit Wilson in this whole Rumble, and if not, don't even bother putting him in the Rumble. On top of that, we could get your boy El Grande Americano, who's also going to have a struggle time to fit. That's not obviously El Grande, but it'll do. And completely unrelated, I feel like we might get Chad Gable back. Gable and El Grande going at it would just prove once and for all that all you people that this time last year was talking about how El Grande Americano was Chad Gable, all you fools, you know who you are. Yeah, you guys thought that Chad Gable and El Grande Americano were the same person. They will clearly not be, and I guarantee you, if Gable comes back, El Grande Americano and Gable are going to stand off, and we will prove that they are not the same person. On top of that, though, moving on for the chaos of this, adding more chaos, I feel like Ethan Page might end up in the Royal Rumble. Also, on top of that, now we do have a couple possibilities. I'm just going to put them in frame real quick. Kevin Owens, popping in saying hi. I don't think Kevin is going to be in the Rumble. Same thing with Seth freaking Rollins. I don't think, unfortunately, either of them are going to be in the Rumble. A guy that might be in the Rumble, not quite sure. I'm going to put him in shot just because I feel like it'll be relevant to the fact that Finn Balor can't be in the Rumble, is Dominic Mysterio, the current IC champion. And then let's just say his name, Joe Hendry will also be in. And this is currently all the guys that I have. This is one heck of a clustered shot. You can't even see Cody Rhodes barely in it. That just proves how clustered it is. Anyhow, though, this Rumble is absolutely stacked. There's also the maybe addition of Sami Zayn, depending on how the night goes. I wouldn't give that anything, though. And heck, who knows? We might even get AJ Styles in the Rumble. I don't know about that. Anyhow, though, there are a lot of names circulating around. Braun Breaker, Obafemi, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, heck, even Brock Lesnar. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, I mean, it's the Rumble. It's in Saudi. I have no idea, really. This is kind of like last year's where I'm not quite sure. So I'm just going to go with the safest option. We're going for points here. We're going with your boy, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. He's not even going to be able to fit in shot. Let's just kind of scooch everybody over, put the Tribal Chief at the front lines here. And I'm going to predict Roman Reigns to win the 2026 Royal Rumble. I just feel like that's the betting odds pretty much is what I'm going with. Who I would like to see personally win the Royal Rumble, I feel like it's either Sami Zayn or if somehow he survives Gunther, AJ Styles. But yeah, I'm going to go to predict Roman Reigns wins the Rumble, and then we get Roman versus Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this was my 2026 Royal Rumble predictions matches. Like I said, I'm not quite sure if any other matches are going to get added, but right now this is who we got. We got Liv Morgan winning the Women's Royal Rumble. We got Roman Reigns winning the Men's Rumble. Drew McIntyre retaining over Sami Zayn. And by God, yes, AJ Styles beating Gunther, and that is the perfect way to go here. Thank you guys for watching. I apologize for this video being a bit shorter. The first 2 times I filmed it, it was way too long, so I cut down a lot of stuff, and it really didn't seem like it was really worth it, because I feel like I really lost a lot of stuff that I was saying, and now I'm just really tired of talking. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. Go ahead and leave your predictions down in the comments below. I thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be yet. It does have to do with AJ Styles. Without further ado, guys, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.